everybody. Welcome to the swamp. Welcome back, my lovely friend Hogarth from Hogarth Global Astrology. Right? I have that
Correct.
right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Hogarth Global
This
Astrology
is
is
great. We haven't read together in what, God, almost 2 years. I went looking back. I was like, it's been a while.
Yes. My God, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Wow. The time goes
Yeah.
so quick. So much has been happening in the world. But how have you been? How are things?
I've been doing good, growing. I'm pushing for 10,000 now, so that's my goal. I'm almost there, and I'm like at 78, 80 something. I don't know, but I'm getting there. So that's my goal, and slowly growing it, getting a little bit better as I go along. And my ultimate, I have 6 more years before I can retire with full benefits, both in my job and in Social Security. So it's like if I can hang on for 6 more years, keep growing this so it replaces my salary. So when I retire, I've still got this chunk of money coming in, plus I'll have my retirements coming in. So that's the goal. That's how I've got it lined up, and hopefully the great beyond will agree with me.
Yeah, it's
Let
all
me stay
about
on that path. That's
so
it. So,
it's all about service, and it's all about helping humanity and
yes.
everything like that. And this is how I view my channel as well. I mean, I never knew, like, when I started my channel, because I started in lockdown. That's when I started in lockdown.
Yeah, me too.
And oh, you too, you as
Yeah.
well. And I'd been nagged for years. Everyone was saying to me at work, friends, colleagues, Hoagie, you must have your own YouTube channel. Anyways, so I was looking at the astrology and I saw that a lot of crazy stuff was going to happen in 2020, pandemic, all of that kind of stuff. And I remember saying to my friends at the time, look, get extra jobs, folks, get extra jobs, because everything is going to change in 2020. And of course it did. And I said to myself, right, this is it. It's time to start the YouTube. And I said to myself, I'll give it a year. The world's gone crazy. So if I do something crazy for a year, no one's
God.
going to hold it against me.
Yeah.
And it worked out. So
And
voila.
somebody was just putting in there, what do you do for your day job? I'm an administrative assistant, a glorified secretary. I work at a university in the computer science department, no less. I know nothing about computers, but I like my job. I like the students. And of course, because we're in computer science, we have students and faculty from around the world and back again. So that's really cool because I get to talk to different people. I love talking with the students and get them talking about their culture and what's different and what's the same. And if there's one of their holidays coming up in their religion, to get them to tell me a little bit about it and everything. And I've had a few of them bring me stuff from home. One girl had gone home to India to visit family. When she came back, she brought me the Durga, the goddess Durga. And so it's just the head inside of a basket. And I've got it up on the wall. And then I had a faculty member brought me back a jade dragon, um, a hand carved jade dragon. It's like this big.
Wow.
It's big. It was like, I can't accept that. And he's like, no, my mother said you must take this. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's got mama power in it, I'm not gonna stop. And but yeah, I mean, I love my job because I get to meet all kinds of different people, and which is a lot of fun, and I enjoy that a lot. And so I basically sit and type most of the day. It's working spreadsheets. As another thing, if somebody would have told me 30 years ago you'd be doing spreadsheets for a living, I would have went, oh, what? What is that? I have no clue what you're talking about. So you learn as you go. I know when I started my channel was when lockdown happened, and I was lucky I did not lose my job. My boss just sent a work computer home with me and said, you can do what you do at home. I'm like, okay, thank you. And so that's when I fell into this community. Diane from Diane's Tarot was the first person I saw, and I was blown away. I didn't know there was such a thing as political tarot. I was like,
Yeah.
huh? And then I
She's
started
the first
watching her,
person
and,
I've ever
and it
read.
was progressive political tarot. I was really blown away at that point, because everything you had seen that I had seen up to that had anything to do with anything on the woo-woo end was always very conservative, very, on the other side, so to speak. And I was like, well, who are they talking to? Because that's not how things are going around here. And yeah, I fell into it and started listening and watching the different shows. And after a few months, one of the readers who was in chat a lot started in with, you're psychic, right? I was like, yeah, not really. She's like, oh, no, really. And she says, you're supposed to be a reader, right? And I'm like, I don't even own cards. I know nothing about tarot cards. Send me your address, she said.
Wow.
And she sent me my first deck of cards. And so that's how I got started. I was like, okay, now what? And she said, just watch other people. When they throw cards, you throw cards. Are they the same? Are they different? Do you get the same message or not? And so it was all self-taught. That's how I started out. And I'm getting ready. I'm putting together a class. I'm getting ready to teach my first class on vision boards. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think, I don't know, I'm not a teacher, so it's kind of nerve-wracking. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We already got 124 in the room. Wow.
Oh, that's great.
Y'all are amazing.
And what do you want to talk about today? What do you want to talk about today, Sharon?
Oh, well, first we're gonna hit the lunar eclipse and the opposite nodes you were talking about. We're gonna do all of that, and I want to real quick, for those of you who are still concerned about the 2024 election and then going forward, there are two nonprofits, electiontruthalliance.org and smartelections.us. They're in the description box below. They both are forensic computer analysts. That's what they do, is they dig out information off hard drives and stuff. And they've been putting together just how bad the fraud was for 2024. They've been able to prove it. They've been able to replicate it. And now they're in the process of trying to bring lawsuits to court to get it all brought out into the public. So give them a buzz. If you got $5 or $10 you can send their way, do that. That helps them a lot. And of course, my other thing I push a lot is Androniki Skincare. Y'all have met Andrew. He's been on with me several times. This is his baby. He created it. He does it. It's the best damn product I've ever found in my life. I am 64 years old, and it took this long to finally find skincare that works and does what it's supposed to do. And it's not expensive at all. So that's something else that y'all can check out. And no, I don't make any money off of it. That's just me telling you because I like it and it works good. So I like to share the wealth. And so, Mr. Hogarth, you got an event coming up. You said you have a retreat.
Yes, I've got on the 7th to the 10th of November. I have my Neo-Vedic Astrology retreat in Ibiza. Yeah, Ibiza, which is an island off the coast of Spain called Agua Madeira. So people can go to my website, Hogarth Global Astrology, and it's all on there. But yeah, thanks for that. I'd actually kind of forgotten about that because I was remembering what you were saying about the eclipse, the lunar eclipse coming up. Oh, there's lots to tell you, but
yeah, that's a little over my head. But when I get you or some of the others that kind of break it down and explain it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I can't replicate it, but I understand what you're saying. So, so y'all would do good. You do classes too on it, don't you? You teach classes on Vedic astrology.
Yes. that is definitely something that I'm exploring now. I mean, I've got like a YouTube membership, so people can get classes there if they take the YouTube membership. But I'm going to be doing sort of like formal classes and doing a structured course and stuff. Everything. I'm going through something which is called a nodal inversion at the moment. So that's when K2 is going on top of Rahu, and Rahu is going on top of K2. So that's the north and south node of the moon. When they touch each other, I call that a nodal inversion, and it's like your life flips. Yeah, the life flips. So the nodes of the moon, they take 18.5 years to go through the whole zodiac. So imagine this is the zodiac here. Yeah, the nodes of the moon going anti-clockwise take 18.5 years to come back to their original place or the chart or wherever you're looking at a point in time. But every 9.25 years, every 9 years or so, they reach the halfway point. Was that an orb that just...
That was an orb that just flew right in front of your face. I saw it. You'll be able to, I'm sure you'll be able to see it in the replay. How many of y'all noticed it? It just went right, like eye level. It went right across.
Yeah, I just saw it, and it wasn't a fly or anything because I'm looking into the camera.
No, it was white. It was kind of a white glowing little orb. It just went right across.
Wow.
And
I get them all the time particularly when I'm explaining this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's the nodal inversion. What it is? Oh, thank you. It gives us an opportunity to change direction in life, and it's better to embrace it. And like I was saying to you, it's like flipping a pancake. That's what it's like. So imagine they get the frying pan going, and things start to warm up, and then when the nodal inversion starts, they start to flip the pancake. So I'm having a flip. I've read for it for so many of my clients have read for it, and now I'm like, now it's my turn, and it really is this way. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's a bit scary at the same time. But
that explains why there have been times in my life where it just felt like everything was upside down and inside out, and it's like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand it. Now I know what it was, so that's probably what was happening to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So so we've got that now. Up on the 7th, we've got the full moon and the full lunar eclipse.
Yes.
So what does that mean for everybody? What
Great question.
should we look for? What kind of energy should we expect for that?
Yeah, great question. All right. So, well, thank you. Right. So folks, this is a big one. Now, of course, many of you that watch astrologers, we're always talking. Well, in fact, even the tarot readers talk about eclipses now and stuff like that. And I don't always talk about every eclipse with intensity. They happen about 6 months apart anyway. And then when they start, there's 2 weeks apart. So you have either the lunar eclipse and then the solar eclipse, or the solar eclipse and then the lunar. But they're always 2 weeks apart. And what it is to do with the sun and the moon and the earth going around the ecliptic. And when there is a full moon or a new moon, which is when the moon is with the sun, and if they are close enough to Rahu and Ketu, which are the nodes of the moon, they cause eclipses. Now we're going to have a partial solar eclipse 2 weeks after the one on the lunar eclipse on the 7th of September coming up. Today is the 1st of September. But this lunar eclipse coming up is a full lunar eclipse. They're calling it a blood moon because the moon is going to turn red. Yeah, because what it is,
because it's the way the position with the sun, right? It makes
absolutely, and the earth. So what it is, imagine the sun is here, the earth is here, and the moon is here, and it's the shadow of the earth that gets cast across the moon. And because of things like refraction, etc., and all that stuff, it creates this reddish color, which is a blue, which becomes a blood moon. Yeah, that's a blood
blue moon is when we have 3 full moons in a month, right?
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
think, yeah, that's technically a blue moon. Yes, that's technically a blue moon. Although there was a time back in the past, I think, when the volcano Krakatoa went off. I think it was back in the 1800s, and there, because there was so much dust particles in the sky, some of those moons were literally blue as well. But a blue moon, I think, is, yeah, 3 full moons in one calendar month, which of course is pretty rare.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah, that's why people say once in a blue moon, because
yeah.
it's so rare that it happens.
Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly. It doesn't happen that often. So yeah, they say once in the blue moon. So what is important to understand is the sign that this is happening in. So of course, you guys know, everyone watching knows that I am a Vedic astrologer, Neo-Vedic astrologer, and that means we use the calculations, the same calculations and constellations that NASA does. Yeah,
Mhm.
because there is the thing called precession of the equinoxes, which many of
Right.
you may have heard of before, but just in case you don't know, the stars are actually, imagine this is the star system. It's slowly moving backwards, yeah, by 1 degree every 72 years, which means every 26,000 years, it makes one revolution. So imagine this is the Milky Way. That's like one like full turn, as it were, or of like our section of the Milky Way, but really it's to do with the wobble of the Earth, the axis, and that takes 26,000 years. Anyway, so all the stars are moving backwards. So this eclipse, this lunar eclipse, is happening in the sign of Aquarius. Now, let me see. I'm going to see if I can do the screen share option. Do you mind if I share my
Yeah,
screen?
go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
So I'll do share screen. Normally, I'm used to doing it on my computer. So hopefully this is showing. And then do this. So we share my screen and then doing here. And then, so can you see the chart?
Yes.
Can you see any charts? All right, so here we are. So you see here, look, I've called this lunar eclipse. Yeah. And let's get, and can you see the red cursor moving?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. I can't see you because I've got it on the full screen, but let me just
Right.
see. Let me just move this a
No,
little
we
bit
got
up.
it good. It's just us way off to the side. Then we got like the rest of the screen is your
Perfect.
share.
And
So
you can see myself a bit now as well. So let me just move this down. So just to illustrate, so here we are, 7th of September, 2025. Here, and here is the moon up here. Here is
okay.
Rahu. Do you remember how I said when Rahu and Ketu, they cause the eclipses? So whenever they're near the sun and the moon, and the moon is either with the sun, which is a new moon, or opposite the sun, which is a full moon, then you get an eclipse. So if you look here, Rahu is at 24 degrees and 6 minutes. But on the day of the eclipse, the lunar eclipse, the moon will be at 25 degrees 46 minutes. They are really close. That is a
Wow, they're
strong
practically on
eclipse.
top of each other.
Yeah, they're on top of each other. So this is going to be the longest lunar eclipse since 2022. I was just double checking online.
Oh wow.
The Western
That's cool.
astrologers will be saying that this is happening in sidereal, no, sorry, not in sidereal. They're going to be saying it's in Pisces. Yeah. Why? Because what it is, they are 24 degrees ahead of the NASA placement of the stars because the stars have actually moved backwards. Yeah. So you might be thinking, huh? If the stars have moved backwards, how are they ahead? But imagine it's like this. These two zodiacs used to be in the same place around about the fall of Rome, which was around about 420 AD. Yeah. So
Okay.
imagine the stars have been slowly moving backwards like this. Yeah. Like that. Backwards. Western astrology is still here. So for them, that eclipse is happening in Pisces, which comes after Aquarius, but it's actually moved back. So it comes back by 24 degrees, which means that this eclipse is happening in Aquarius. And this is very important because the chart, in the chart of the United States, the Declaration of Independence chart, yeah, 4th of July, 1776, 6:30 p.m., Philadelphia. That's the one us Vedic astrologers use. It's the most famous birthday in the world. In the USA chart, that the moon, which deals with the people, yeah, the moon deals with the people, how we get our needs met. The moon deals with food, family, real estate, yeah. This eclipse, lunar eclipse, is happening in the same sign and with the moon of the United States. So this means this is really going to affect the American people very strongly. Yeah, start to make sense. Yeah, because
Yeah.
America's moon, natal moon, it's the chart. The moon is in Aquarius already, but the transiting moon and the lunar eclipse is happening in Aquarius. Boom. What does this mean? Eclipses always reveal something that is hidden. Yeah, something comes
that's
out.
what I've heard.
Do you remember that film? And there was that character called something Claiborne. Can you remember? There was this film, and it was the woman from Misery.
Oh yeah.
Do you know? So
Dolores Claiborne.
Right. Dolores Claiborne, I think was the name of the film. Anyway, there is this amazing bit in the film where her abusive husband is chasing after her, and there's this bit where she knows that there's this hole in the ground. It's a mine shaft or something.
Deep well or mine shaft or something. Yeah,
it's a deep well or something, and she's running. He's like, I'm gonna, and he's swearing at her, and she runs and she jumps, and he falls. And you remember, he's holding on that block of wood, but at that time, there is an eclipse that is happening behind her. If anyone who's seen this film, you would remember.
It's an excellent movie. It's a Stephen King novel.
Stephen King, that's the one.
Yeah.
Remember, and it even now, just thinking about it, it gives me goosebumps because of the timing of it. Eclipses are like that. They are revelatory. Something comes out of the dark that may have not been in the full consciousness before. Something significant is going to be affecting the American people. Now, let's put this in context. We know a certain Duck L'Orange, as you know, as I call him, is having some health problems at the moment, isn't he?
Yes. He's been missing in action for a few days now. So, yeah.
Right. Missing in action, using old pictures. Do you know what? Funny enough, I wasn't paying that much attention to the story because I'm like, and they said, oh, I always saw him golfing and all of this kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, of course, typical. Until I found out today, they are using old pictures
of them, yeah.
Old pictures.
And they're very grainy and very out of focus. That's when I know something's going on, is when any kind of press release, pictures, clips about him are out of focus, way distance, kind of grainy. It's like, okay, who's in there with them, or what are they trying to hide? Because he is such a camera hog that, if there's a camera, that man's going to be in front of it looking the best that he can look because he thinks he's gorgeous. Gag. Right. Anyway.
Exactly. So I was saying to a client of mine today, as we know, Duck L'Orange, aka Trump, is a malignant narcissist.
And then some.
Yeah, exactly.
Bless you.
Oh, there we are.
Bless you.
I've got to be careful here. Let me hold on to my obsidian, yeah. So what it is, he always wants to be in front of the camera, irrespective if it's good news or bad news. He can't keep himself away from it. So anytime someone like him is not in front of the cameras, performing, acting, doing what he does, there is always, that means there's an issue. We've seen the stuff, with his hands. And this is the important thing. Up here, you will see, here is Saturn. Yeah, here is Saturn, which is in sidereal Pisces. And it moved into sidereal Pisces on the 29th of March, 2025. Everyone who watches my channel knows I've been going on about this for ages. But it was important because once Saturn moved into sidereal Pisces, that became Donald Trump's 8th house. Yeah. If you are a Leo rising,
Where does the
which is
8th house start mean again? I forget.
So the 8th house, I call it the house of sex, death, and rock and roll.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Now I got it. I went blank there for a minute.
No problem. No problem.
Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, no, not at all.
Fascinating stuff to me. I mean,
Thank
absolutely.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. So what is Saturn? Is the planet of karma, duties, responsibilities of all kinds. Saturn is slow. Yeah, in Vedic astrology, he's called Shani, which means the slow moving one. But it's like the tortoise and the hare. You know that story? The hare, the rabbit, runs, and it's like, the tortoise is so slow. He'll never catch me. I'm going to go to sleep. Yeah. And the tortoise is just slowly. That's what Saturn is like. And then what happens? The rabbit sees that the tortoise is about to cross the finish line, and he runs and he runs and he runs, but he's left it too late, and the tortoise wins the race. It's like that with Saturn. Saturn always wins the race. You can run and run and run and run for only for so long, but eventually Saturn catches up with you. And if you've been up to dodgy stuff, or you've not been looking after your health, or it's just your time, when he comes, that is it. You have to pay the piper. As we know, Trump has just turned 79, which isn't young. Yeah, let's just put it that way. I know we will have, people that, are more mature and stuff like that, and they're perfectly healthy and fine. And if you're Leo rising, don't worry. The Grim Reaper doesn't mean he's coming for you. But if you're someone that is like Trump and all of your karmas are starting to develop all at once, then it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah. So this started from the 29th of March. And I said, guys, Trump is going to have some serious health issues because he's got Saturn, the planet of karma, is going through his 8th house also as well.
Well, and I mean, a lot of us readers have been seeing something major happening around him August, September, October, kind of in that time frame. Nobody really with a specific date, but just generally speaking. I mean, just about every reader that I've seen that talks political talk has been seeing something happening in this time frame. Even readers who don't do political stuff have been talking about something in the energy is changing, something big is going to happen. So yeah, I mean, it's an energetic push, I guess, that we're all picking up on it. I mean, all of
right.
us.
Absolutely. So this all ties in, particularly as well. One of the other dates I've been talking about, which is very, very important coming up, is when Jupiter moves into sidereal Cancer. And that happens from the 18th to the 19th of October, 2025. Yeah. Jupiter, which is up here, as you can see up here, at the moment, is at 24 degrees and 53 minutes of Gemini. In Western tropical, because they're 24 degrees ahead, they're saying Jupiter is in Cancer already, but he's not. But he will be from the 18th/19th of October. Why is this important? Because what that means is that Jupiter is then going to move to Trump's 12th house of hospitals and endings.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Ding dong, the witch is dead, huh? I mean,
right. And Jupiter is gonna stand still, because guess what? Trump's Saturn, planet of karma, natally in his chart is in the 12th house at around about 1 degree of sidereal Cancer, in that ballpark.
Oh my.
Right. So this is really, really important. This is a big deal. And what I said recently on my channel is that if you're an older man or woman who's not looked after their health, and by transit you have Saturn going through your 8th house of death, and then Jupiter going through your 12th house of hospitals and endings,
Yeah, all the alarm bells should be going off.
Right. And now we've got what? This eclipse happening on the 7th, 6 days from now. And this eclipse is also happening with the moon of the chart of America, and the leader of the, we know Trump cheated or whatever, but he is still the leader of America. The leader of the nation will always be reflected somehow in the main chart. And now we've got this big lunar eclipse coming up in 6 days from now, which is somehow going to affect something, comes out of the dark, or, you know, there's a big change and it's going to make a big impact. And so far we have hardly been seeing, well, Duck L'Orange hasn't been seen on video, but they're recycling old photographs of him just at that time when I've been saying that's a big thing with his health. Again, look, I'm not wishing for death or whatever. I'm just describing the energy, and everyone knows I've got the receipts because I've been talking about this for ages, but so have all the readers as well. Do you see how it's all coming together? After that,
I do a weekly, the week ahead, like a 3-card spread that I post every Sunday or Monday for the upcoming week. And I just did mine for this week, and all the focus was on things happening. Be with the people you love, be with your family, the focus was very much like family oriented. Be with people that are important to you, that make you happy and whatnot. So and normally I can get a mishmash, but not that strongly boom, boom, boom. And then I just did my month of September. I haven't posted it yet. And out of 6 cards, 5 of them were major arcana for the reading. I have never had that many major in one reading like that. So
indeed. Sorry, let me get myself back. So you see, like, and this is why I say we are in historic times. I've been saying that for the longest, but it's because it's true. We are in historic times. America is having its first Pluto return. That only happens once every 248 years. The Pluto return officially began for America on January 1st, 2021. What happened 5 days later? January 6th.
That's it.
Nothing has been the same since.
Everything got flipped.
Everything got flipped. Everything got flipped. I actually predicted something crazy would happen at the Capitol, and I did that prediction because I was looking at Trump's chart and I was looking at the last lunar eclipse, and I did this prediction in November of 2020. I think it was soon after the election, or something like that. And I said Trump is going to do something crazy. I said he's going to try and create some kind of violence at the Capitol. I said something poopy will happen because Pluto at that time was flying through the tail of the flying gripe in that part of the sky, in the back end of Sagittarius. And I always say there's 3 parts you should avoid on a bird. The beak, the claws, and the tail. Because we all know what comes out of the tail. And what did they do when they attacked the Capitol? They did, they put the poo-poo on the walls.
They sure did. That's right. Yes. And I just want to know, and ever since we found out about that, and I've never heard anybody give an answer to it, but I have always wondered, so did somebody just cop a squat right there in the building? Or did they bring it with them in a baggie to pass around?
Probably brought
and
in a bag.
Who wanted to put their hands on that? I mean, Yeah, I
I
mean,
know.
I have to scoop the poop when I walk the dogs. You know, and you got your little plastic bag, and
Mhm.
even then, even though it's in a bag when you're scooping it, it's still kind of, it's like I can't get in the house fast enough to wash my hands, even though I never
Right.
really touched anything but a plastic bag. But still, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, it's like that's just like the grossest thing ever.
Yeah.
Somebody had asked earlier, and about a good dozen people all said, I saw the orb.
Oh, did
So it
they?
wasn't just you and me. So there's a bunch of people watching that saw it too.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's so
where
orb.
is it?
I just take that as a little as a thumbs up from spirit, just saying, that it's authentic. It's something important.
There you go.
Ooh,
Rochelle had put something about
no, this is
the
not the very end.
31 Atlas entity.
Oh, at some point, many astrophysicists and geophysicists are watching this extensively. Okay, so what is she talking about? So 31 Atlas or Atlas 31 is this object going through, passing through our solar system. Apparently, I think it's about 20 kilometers wide. It is going to pass by Mars, Venus, and Jupiter and get very close to the sun, pass behind the sun. There's all sorts of theories about it. I think I was watching one YouTube channel where they were referencing someone who was talking on, I think, on Fox News, and he was saying maybe it's an alien aircraft or something like that. I think that's a bit more out there. But essentially, when you get big bodies moving through the solar system, they can also be aligned with shifts in consciousness or major events. Yeah. So, like comets, for example, I think there was, I can't remember what the comet was last year, but there was, I think close to the eclipse times, there was this comet that could be seen, but they're always omens, they're always harbingers of change. And for me, it's no coincidence that America is going through this Pluto return and we're seeing all of this transformation, all of this change. But what this lunar eclipse is going to do, it like to give you an idea of what happened, it means it's like a global story because the moon represents the people. And the last really significant lunar eclipse, do you remember when Kate Middleton was missing? Do you remember that? She no one had seen pictures of her. Do you remember the stuff with Kate Middleton and
Mhm.
the royal family, and
Yeah, yeah.
everyone was like she's dead and blah blah blah. It turns out she wasn't dead, but they faked the pictures. Isn't it funny? And right now it seems like they're faking the pictures with Trump, yeah, because they're recycling old stuff because he's obviously having some health crisis,
And you
which
know
is
what
being
gets me is
indicated.
these are people in the top echelon of government, whatever governments, whatever country. You would think they would have people with what do you call it? Not AI, but just the, damn it, I'm gonna go blank now. Whenever you can go in and create things on pictures and change them up a little bit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of the
Mhm.
damn word for it. Uh,
The
you would think that they
photoshopping
would
stuff, yeah.
Photoshop. That's it. Thank you. I went blank. You would think they would have people equipped to do Photoshop that looks real.
Convincing.
I mean, you know, if Hollywood can put out a movie that convinces you the monster is real and this is here and this is there, and it's so real looking that nobody, questions it, even though they know it's a movie and they know in their mind it's just fake, it's a movie. But I mean, AI and all of that going on has gotten to the point now where it's almost impossible to tell when it's something that's been fixed as
True.
opposed to the raw footage of it. Um,
However,
I
yeah,
know
and you're
that's one of the things that my faculty talk about a lot, is with the chat GPT and AI. And because we're computer science, I mean, they're having to like restructure a lot of their classes and stuff in order to prevent what has already been occurring.
Right.
Very smart students thinking, well, why am I going to bust my ass doing this? I can just plug it in and AI will create it for me. It's like, yeah, but what if AI has it wrong because somebody entered
Right.
the wrong information? Um, or
Absolutely.
whatever faculty you just submitted it to was the one that originally wrote it. That's happened a couple of times, you know.
Right.
They're like, you can't put, you know, I'm the one that wrote that and did that study 30 years ago. You know, what are you talking about? So
Right.
yeah,
Absolutely. And what is as well, there's been lots of study, well, not lots, but MIT famously, the famous, university that looks into this stuff. And they're talking a lot about AI, and they say, look, when a person uses AI to submit papers or answer all of these different stuff, they are not retaining the information. So I repeat, AI, when you submit an essay and you get AI to write it, surprise, surprise, you do not retain the information and the brain actually
exactly.
begins to atrophy. Because unfortunately, the way things are, as we understand in nature, is that if you don't use it, you lose it. It is so
Exactly.
true. Don't use it, you lose it. Before like all the mobile phones and all of this kind of stuff, I could remember 9 or 10 different phone numbers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I used to run around with 50 phone numbers in my head. I could call anybody I knew and, you know, the store and the doctor and just whatever. It was like somebody needed a phone number and I could rattle it off, no problem.
Right.
Now I can't remember my own damn number, much less anybody else's. I'm like, let me get my phone. I don't know what that number is.
Yeah, exactly.
But we
Because
used
what
to
it
have all
is,
that memorized. Yeah.
yeah, because what it is, we're not using it anymore. Because what is technology comes in, like we use our phones for navigation now, of course, yeah. And the other day, like my phone, as everyone knows, I'm often having technical issues. In fact, I did a video on Putin, and basically my phone got zapped. Yeah, he's got very powerful people working for him. That phone died. In fact, it
Oh,
came back
wow.
from the death. Yeah, I had to call the phone Lazarus in the end because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't move any of my apps over. I've got a new phone. Couldn't move the apps over. There's lots I couldn't do. But the point was, I then had to go to a physical mobile phone store.
So
And anyway,
somebody
I
can
ended
do
up
it manually. Yeah.
right. So I had to, blah, blah. But you know what was remarkable though, was that I couldn't quite remember where the store was because I was so used to using my phone to navigate. And I'm like, I know the O2 phone store is around here somewhere. And I said, isn't it near here? Blah, blah, blah. And then someone sent me in completely the wrong direction. And I was cycling in the rain. It turns out I was a stone's throw away from the mobile phone center, but because I hadn't used my brain for navigation in so long, I just didn't see it. I didn't,
I can
I was just
remember,
like, yeah,
oh God, I can remember doing road trips when I was a kid and having the maps that we would roll out, and whoever was in the front seat, whoever was in the passenger seat became the map reader. So
mhm,
you had to make sure you knew how to read that map to give the driver directions, when to turn, when to go. It's just, yeah. And we get really we have become very, very dependent upon
dependent. Yeah,
all of this stuff, you know,
that's
and
the whole point.
our
Yeah,
own brains can't begin to function right. You know, it's, yeah, I mean, you don't use it, you lose it. So um
absolutely. And this is why
but
I avoid, and again, I'm not judging anyone for using AI. Many people kind of use it, but I avoid using it for my own work because I appreciate the neural pathways that I produce, because one of the things why we outsource thinking is because thinking, it is difficult. It's a test for the brain,
yeah,
but we create new neural pathways. And what I'm finding now, and like, so, okay, I do a bit of my navigation on my phone, but everything I do now with astrology, oh my God, it's just getting better and better and better. And I'm getting more and more abilities, psychic abilities and reading abilities,
yeah,
because I'm using my brain so much and it uses so many different things. I'm getting all of these different neuro pathways and stuff. And
Mhm.
the readings were always good, but the readings I'm able to do now is just like, oh
Oh,
my
I mean,
God.
it's like when I first started, you feel stupid because you don't know what all the cards mean. You don't remember them. You're like, how am I going to memorize 70 something cards upright and reversed? I mean,
Yeah.
and the whole bit. And I mean, there are times I still have to stop and look it up just because I'm not picking up anything psychically and I just can't remember what the hell the card stands for. So it's like, wait, time out. Let me look real quick, and
But then it comes back, and then you like,
and then the minute I look at it, I mean, two, 3 words, and it's like it's like, oh, okay, that's right. So yeah, I mean, and I know a lot of people who will use Chat GPT to do readings. I've seen quite a few
no.
of them on Instagram. They plug in the algorithm, whatever it is, the app that they have where they can plug in the cards and what spread they're using and what position, and then it will give you a reading on it. And it's like, that's crazy. I mean, the readings aren't that weird. I mean, they're probably pretty close to what somebody actually reading the cards are technically, but you're not getting anything spiritually.
You're not getting
Yeah,
spirit, and this is the whole thing, and
right.
this is where and this is where just my own personal opinion, again, not judging anyone that uses AI and stuff like that, but one thing I do know, it is devoid of spirit. It is devoid of the human genius and this ability that we have with our creativity combined with the spiritual, and this is what is transformative, and this is what a lot of what, oh, what's that sound? Oh,
Sorry, that was my brother walking through the room. He
oh, okay,
forgets
no, no problem.
sometimes that
Okay.
they forget sometimes I'm on air.
But it's kind of, like that is a really important aspect of being human, of being alive, of being here on Earth School, is our creativity, our imagination, our spirituality, our ability to solve problems. And now I did a video recently called Chat GPT Brain, and a lot of people, this video was about people confessing, saying, oh my God, Chat GPT is down and I can't remember how to bake a cake. I can't remember how to do this, that, and the other thing. Those things. See,
There go the dogs. I didn't even hear about this. Now they're both going to start.
Oh, and look at that. Ursula, so this is Ursula von der Leyen, president of the EU. Her plane had to use paper maps to land in Bulgaria today because Russia jammed the plane's navigation. There you go. So
yeah,
look at
I
that.
mean, and you could cause some major accidents doing something like that, especially if you've got somebody in the driver's seat, so to speak, who can't function without that navigator going. I mean,
Absolutely.
pilots and stuff used to be able to have to look at the stars and the location of everything and know what direction was what. And now they have, they're completely dependent on what their computer tells them in the cockpit or in the driver's seat. And if it goes down, or if somebody messes with it, you could drive off a cliff and not even know it. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, people are doing that already when the sat nav makes a mistake. But I'll tell you something funny. Well, not funny. Like I've got some friends, not many, but 1 or 2 friends of mine that sail. Yeah, they have little sailing boats and stuff like that. And what I was very pleased to know is that in sailing, they still teach the old ways of navigation by the stars, because when you're out in the middle of the ocean or the water or where some sea or some giant place, body of water, if your technology goes down, you need to be able to navigate. So that's why they still teach them the stars. And this is why I talk about the 4 royal Persian stars of, spring, summer, autumn, winter, because they are north, east, south, and west. Yeah. They help us navigate help us navigate. And we are reaching a time where the sun flare activity could knock out several kind of satellites and stuff. We never know. There could be a massive power surge, and ChatGPT and all of these technical companies are knocked out for a while. Then are what people going to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm just
Exactly. Exactly.
Is there anything you want to read on at all? Anything?
Yeah,
you want to
we've
read
got
on?
a couple of questions in here. Let's see here. All right, well, here's one. Juniper Vale, also known as tapioca thievery. Many people have felt more calm since Trump has been out of the news. Does this mean his spirit is weakening? Well,
let's have a look.
Yeah,
it definitely is. I mean, I can feel it weakening just psychically tuning in. He's just.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a read.
You go when you're ready.
All right, let's see. Okay, is Trump psychic? Is he weakening? Is Duck L'Orange weakening? What's going on with Duck L'Orange? Oh, how interesting. How interesting that should come out that way. Let's do one more. Are you pulling cards as well, yeah?
I am, yes.
All right. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, yes, sir. If you're ready, you go.
All right. So now this is interesting. Let me just pull here. I've got to pull some clarifiers here. 1 minute. Actually, is that? Actually, let me just see here. Pull some clarifiers. Let me just see here. All right. So this is interesting. What's happening here? Just pull some clarifiers. Ah, wow. All right. So if we look here, I've got the 7 of Pentacles. I call this card the card of ROI, return on investment. So what this says to me is that Trump at the moment, and especially those who have supported him, are looking at him. This is him looking at his life, yeah, and looking at the fruits and stuff that have matured, yeah. In a way, this card can actually talk about karma because it talks about seeds that have been sown, yeah, and have ripened. For some people, this can be a good ripening, but I think for people like Trump, he's like, yeah, he's looking at his life. Why else is he trying to grift, yeah, fundraise to get into heaven? Think about it. What he's saying. I've been told I'm not doing so good. I would like to get into heaven.
The Middle Ages, people bought, what did you call them? They called them
indulgences. Yeah,
indulgences. Thank you. They would pay because they thought that if they had those indulgences, that was a door straight into heaven. It's like, yeah, don't work that way.
So, exactly. So here's Trump pondering his life, pondering his karmas that are being ripened, yeah, because Saturn's going through his 8th. And I said this on my channel recently, he is getting the dreams. This is what happens when you start getting near, you start getting the dreams. Now, what's in his obstacle position? This is quite ironic, yeah, because the second card can be read as an obstacle sometimes. Look at this. People celebrating, yeah. So again, I'm not wishing
a lot.
Yeah, not wishing death on him, but let me tell you this. I think we all know this is the most eagerly anticipated obituary in history. There are a lot of people that are going to crack open the champagne once Duck L'Orange leaves this earth. If we look here, we see we've got what's this?
Is that judgment or is that
judgment? That's it. Thank you. Okay. My brain went blank. So we got the judgment here, and here we see the bugle call and people rising up out of the dead. What does this mean? On a certain level, we can actually take this card literally. This really is judgment. But isn't it interesting? I said Trump is getting the dreams, yeah? He's getting the dreams. He is sensing judgment coming for him, Why else is he asking, sending out emails saying, I want to get into heaven, please help me with money? Yeah. Apparently, this guy, he's seen his wealth increase by over 3 billion. Why is he asking for? Because it's not about money. This is Trump in a way. Well, it is about money, but it's him trying to win also as what? Forgiveness. Yeah. He's trying to curry favor. He wants people to pray for him. Just in case we weren't sure, here he is literally trying to grift his way, yeah, into heaven with the Ace of Pentacles. But I think this is also as well, when I pulled cards on him, I could see that it looks like he's been doing his will. Yeah, I said in one of my last Friday fraps, I said he is doing his will because he has been told by the doctors that, frankly, I think he's been told he doesn't have long to live. Why else would he say that? Trump always confesses to his crimes and what is on his mind. Yeah, he can't shut his mouth.
Exactly.
If we look here, we get the Chariot here. The situation is moving forward quickly. So this is moving forward. The Chariot can talk about moving forward with pace, with your willpower. But this card can also talk about the wagon being out of control, the car being out of control. I don't think Trump is in charge. Now, look, I'll put some clarifiers. You never know. The guy could show up tomorrow. Could he be back in the Oval Office, hidden behind his desk to hide the cankles? Yeah. He does have some of the best medical care.
He's showing a lot of symptoms of heart disease. Big time. Big time.
And it means it's got bad because the blood is starting to pool in his ankles because the heart is no longer able to keep moving the blood around.
Yeah.
And he's also got Saturn going through his 8th house of health crises, revelations, scandals. Look what's been happening. The Epstein files, everything's all been coming out. But Jupiter, Jupiter starts going, if Trump is still alive, yeah, if Duck L'Orange is still alive, by the time Jupiter goes through his 12th house of exile, endings, and hospitals, it's probably not going to be prison. It's prisons as well. That is going to be that. But you can't have that kind of activation happening in your life at the same time as a health crisis. Do you see? It's not looking good. So if we look here, the next card I get is the Knight of Cups. This is about messaging. This is about romance. But this can also be the false lover. This is going to be the media giving out fake messages. Yeah, they're going to try and sweeten it. They're going to try and say it's not as bad as it is. But we all know, yeah, they're already starting to lie. Yeah, and this is also as well all of the social media that supports Trump. Yeah, they're going to be spewing this stuff. However, look at this. I get a reversal. And I turn all of my cards the right way up. Yeah,
recently, I do too, and I still get reversals. Yeah.
Right. So the last time I did my cards, I turned all the cards the right way up. I shuffle here now for you, and look at this. The Ace of Wands turns up reversed. What's that? When it's the right way up, this talks about vigor. This talks about power, starting, initiating new projects. And it's a big yes card, but it's turned out reverse. This is the opposite of vigor. This is about losing energy, losing life force. It's going limp. Yeah. And what this says to me is it looks like Trump is losing energy. Either way, even if he shows up tomorrow, it doesn't matter. We know that energy is diminishing. And just in case we weren't sure, his outcome card is the 8 of Cups, which is what? Walking away, leaving something behind, having to abandon something. He obviously wants to stay, but maybe he cannot stay on. And this might be when the people around him start abandoning him as well. Yeah, we know that JD Vance ain't sticking around, that's for sure, because he wants to be,
he's just going to be in there to be a placeholder.
Exactly. And this could also be Trump's health abandoning him as well. So what do you get?
Well, the first thing I pulled was targeted attack. And then when I pulled the regular card to go with it, I got the moon. So
Wow.
he's feeling like he's under attack, is his feeling,
Wow.
but it's hidden by the moon. So there's just enough light to let us see something's going on, but it's not enough light to see what is going on. So,
Mm.
and then I went on from there. I got lacking readiness. So
Wow.
whatever is happening, no one is prepared for him to wake up tomorrow morning and, you know, the current occupant of the White House is gone. So, um, and to go with that, I got the Six of Pentacles. So this is money. This is, to me, this is telling me that their money is changing hands to get Vance in that office. And if he is as sick as we think he is right now, who's to say that someone doesn't get paid off to administer something into an IV that
Oh,
could cause
right.
bad results that are undetected?
Wow.
And if you put it into an IV, no one's going to know, because an IV, they've got the special little ports that you can stick it into, so it just goes
Yeah.
through the drip. I mean, there have been quite a few doctors and nurses over the centuries that have been caught getting rid of patients by doing just that thing.
It's one of the best ways to do it.
And then I pulled beneficial impact.
Oh,
And so look what's focused there, the heart.
yes.
It's the heart she's holding. And that, I think, is where his issues are. And then to go with that, I pulled the Queen of Swords, which is unbiased judgment. Once, I think, once this happens and it's his heart, it's gone. Um, this is going to set up the new boundaries of what they're going to push for. And I got a Queen of Swords because Vance isn't strong enough to be a king. The eyeliner alone lets us know that he's the queen. I'm just saying, you know, own it, dude. I mean, if that's where you're at, own it. That's all I'm saying. But he's got unbiased judgment because he does and says what he's told.
Wow.
I don't think he has a clear thought in his head as far as policy or anything, because he's been all over the place. I mean, he switches opinions like most people switch underwear, you know. But yeah, when I saw this pop up, I went, oh, because that's the old ticker there. And if they start playing around with that, that could
Swords can also talk about surgery as well, you know. Swords can also
that
talk
too.
about surgery because part of me in my mind was thinking, one of the things, because obviously they want Dr. Orange to stick around, and one of the things that went through my mind with all of this stuff to do with the heart. So if you think about it, if the heart is failing and it's going to reach the point where it's either arrhythmically so compromised it can't pump the blood around anymore, sometimes a person may need a heart replacement.
Yeah.
And this is the president of the United States, and it may have reached that point where, because think about it, if he's not been, like, if you think about it, let's say, let's speculate, because I saw the thing with the heart, then I saw the Queen of Swords, and that made me think of heart surgery. If you've had heart surgery, that is a major, major operation. You cannot be sitting in the Oval Office and being, you can't. You're going to be bedridden, and they're going to need to put fake pictures of you out there until you've recovered or what have you. However, also as well, what we understand, particularly when a person is more mature and they've already got congenital heart failure, and the organs are already being affected, going in and giving them surgery can also be a big risk as well, particularly if that person has been obese, yeah, like Trump has been. Yeah, he's been losing weight recently, but that's not going to, you know, undo decades of physical damage his body's been in. And they've been saying he's been on uppers and downers and all of this stuff for a long time, and that can weaken the heart as well. So I just think he is in a very vulnerable place, and it may have reached the point where they're like, right, dude, you're going to have an operation or you're going to die. But it could be, there could be complications, or the recovery may take a long time. Yeah.
And part of the problem is, I'm dropping cards again. Is he even healthy enough to attempt surgery?
Exactly.
I don't know if he could even come back from anesthesia or not.
Yeah.
And a couple of people, evidently, when you were reading your cards, another orb went by. I missed it. I was looking at my cards.
Really? Wow.
So that's two. We'll have to go back and count them all when we do replay to see. Maybe there's more. Because if I'm reading the chat or doing the cards, I'm not looking at the screen.
Yeah.
Let's
wow.
Okay.
So the orbs came again. Wow, the orbs came again.
Yeah, so that
of course on the bottom of my deck. High Priestess, secret plans, machinations.
Yeah.
I've just remembered one of the things that I've said in the past. You guys who watch me know this, but I've said it many times. I said Trump's biggest threat is J.D. Vance. You guys will remember me saying that. I said he is waiting in the wings, and I said he is greasing the steps. He's putting Vaseline on the steps, just waiting for Trump to make a little slip, or just know that he can't be around for too long. So look, we see here secret machinations. Let's see what the next card is. Look at that, deep research and reflection. This can also talk about Trump, but this is also J.D. Vance preparing himself. Let's do one more. Oh, look at that. Yeah, because he wants to rear up. He wants to be the leader. He wants to be the leader. Once Trump is gone, that's it. He can fulfill his ambitions. Wow.
Yeah. That's something.
Gosh, can you believe the time? It's over an hour already.
Oh wow, we're already over an hour. Well, I don't want to abuse Hogarth's time, so if you have time for one more question, we'll stay.
Sure. Yeah, let's do one more.
Too. All right. Let's find a good one here. All right, here's something. If he is in the other realm, will they delay public announcements to give them time to get rid of all the paperwork?
Good question. Oh, because October, as you know, like September, October, these are just crucial months, guys. And I know that sounds like preaching to the choir and stuff like that, because all of us readers have been saying it, but it's because it's true. Think about it. We got the eclipse on the 7th. 2 weeks later at the, what is it? I can't remember which day. Then we got the solar eclipse, which deals with leaders. Yeah. By then we're sort of like getting towards the middle of September. Then Jupiter is getting closer and closer and closer. It's already starting to affect Trump's 12th house. Secrets, 12th house deals with secrets, things coming out of the dark. 8th house deals with those things as well. So will they, I think my instinct is this. I think, now who knows, he could show up in the Oval Office tomorrow, but if he doesn't, okay, let's speculate. If Trump does not show up tomorrow, living and breathing in the White House, then we know something bad has gone wrong. Because Trump, he is always in front of the cameras, always. It's been 24/7 coverage. The media like it that way. They've made it so that Trump is never off the TV screen for more than 24 hours these days. I mean, when was the last time we saw?
Not since 2015. They've kept cameras on a damn empty podium waiting for him to show up,
Right.
as opposed to showing opposing points of view or anything. So
Exactly. So for me, the fact that they're using old pictures, so let's just say if he does not show up on TV in the Oval Office or on Air Force One or by Mar-a-Lago, we can see it's him, his voice, his body, then I think we can start to conclude that something significant has happened, because the astrology and the cards are picking up. So will they delay public announcement till October, giving them time to shred papers? But not just that, give them time to prepare JD Vance for whatever.
yeah, that's it. I mean, because it's oh my.
What's going on?
Oh my.
What's going on? What do you have? Do you want to go? I've not turned
First
mine
card
on.
up, the Hanged Man.
Right.
So we're in hurry up and wait. The Hanged Man, no definitive decisions are being made at the moment, because this card is kind of just sort of chill out and let's see what's going to happen.
Limbo.
And then to go with that, I got big city. So whatever it is, they may have to move him somewhere else.
Oh.
Depending, he may not be at Walter Reed or one of the military hospitals, if they want to keep it secret of what is going on. So there may be a major city that they have to shuffle him off to see where they're going to where they're going to go with that. And then I got the Emperor.
Ah.
So this is
energy he wants to project. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the way he's looking. This is the way he sees himself. Although most of the time when it's him that comes up, I get the King of Pentacles.
Yeah, me
But
too.
right now, I feel like this one is a little bit closer, because he's wanting to. I need to readjust my camera. He's wanting to put out the image that he is in total control. Everything is, the Emperor wears no clothes, but that's ridiculous. Of course, the Emperor has clothes as he walks down the street, bare ass naked. And with that, I drew the Sun Yes positive. So this is just clarifying that, yeah, that's how he sees himself. He sees himself as this almighty emperor. Everybody bows to him. Everybody loves him. Everybody wants to do everything that he wants to do. And then I got the sun reversed.
Oh.
So we're looking at a lot of negativity, a lot of depression, a lot of careless arrogance. That's one of the key words they gave. I was sitting there going, what the hell does reversal mean? I like careless arrogance. And that's him very well. He's always been very careless about the arrogance he has of his importance. You can tell by the way he attends meetings with other world leaders, or how he shakes hands. He's always been known as reach out to shake your hand and he'll yank you, to knock the other person off kilter. I know he tried to do that with Macron. I think the first time he met him back in the first go round, and hit like a stone wall. He didn't move. I mean, he was like, I'll pull right back. So and then to go with that reverse sun, I got classified knowledge.
Oh.
So we're looking at Whatever is going on, they're working very, very hard at keeping it very, very quiet on a need-to-know basis, especially if it's a lot worse than what they've been saying up to this point.
Yeah.
And
It's always worse. It's always far worse than
mm,
they're letting on. It's always the case. They never kind of fully disclose. In Russia, when the leader died, one of the ways that they would do that, they would play Swan Lake on Russian TV. That's how you knew. Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know. Maybe they might do an episode of Dallas and Who Killed JR or something like that. What
yeah.
was that? Yeah, Dallas. That was Dallas, wasn't
I
it?
won $50 on that when it came. I mean, I was a teenager when Dallas was on air, and when the big thing, who shot JR, there were there were bets going down every city you can think of, and I went in on a bet. Think I had to pay like $5 for my answer, and I won the $50 pot on that one. So I was like, I got it. Um,
Who was it? Was it?
it
It
was
wasn't Sue Ellen. It was. Who was it?
I
It
was
was.
with 17, 16, I think, when that happened.
But who did it again? I can't remember.
It was the sister-in-law. It was
That was it.
his wife's sister,
Right. Right.
Kristen or Crystal or something like that.
Ah.
It was spelled with
Was
a K. I remember it was the first time I'd ever seen Christine or Crystal or whatever it was with a K, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Well,
But it was her, yeah.
well,
And
that maybe that's. I think that would be fitting, for Trump. Play an episode of Dallas. So when we look here, the cards I've got, this is very interesting. So if we look here, the first card I get come out is the Lovers. Yeah, the Lovers. Now, the Lovers isn't just relationships, and particularly when I'm reading on politics, it means a lot more than that. For me, the Lovers has come to mean trade, imports, exports, things like that, which is ironic. This card has been coming up a lot because we've got the tariffs, but it's not just that. This is also talking about contracts and agreements. I think, yes, Trump's health is a lot more serious than they're letting on. Trump is not able to keep anything in. Why else would he be trying to grift to get into heaven? That means he's had extremely bad news. And this is how Trump is self-soothing. He's self-soothing as a narcissist to try and cope. And one of his things is, I'm going to do an email campaign to grift. Maybe a lot of people will pray for me. But what this is showing is there's some contracts and agreements that are being set up. And I think this has a lot to do with J.D. Vance and potentially the way he may take the regime next. Yeah. Contracts and agreements. This could be like Trump agreeing this, that, and the other, that kind of thing. But what kind of contracts and agreements? Look who's in the obstacle position. The devil. Isn't this interesting? It's like the deal with the devil. What this says to me
very, very clear to point. Yeah. Dealing with the devil.
Dealing with the devil, quite literally. The devil is now calling in the chips on Duck L'Orange. But this is also as well, it shows that this is an unholy agreement, an unholy alliance, because J.G. Vance has got no intention of doing any good.
I'm getting goosebumps off of those two cards. It's giving me the chills just looking at it.
Yeah, because it's pretty spooky, isn't it? So what we've got here, this is the new contract being drawn up with the devil, yeah, where J.D. Vance needs to carry on the agenda of Project 25 and all of that douchebaggery, yeah?
Yes.
Just in case we weren't sure.
Douchebaggery, I love that term.
Yeah, douchebaggery, absolutely. We have here the King of Wands. Now, the Wand suite deals with passion, deals with fire. But those that watch my channel know that I associate wands with entrepreneurship and business. Particularly, the King and Queen of Wands really talk about business and stuff, but the King of Wands really talks about business leaders. I think that this is the new contract. Yeah, J.D. Vance, they're discussing the new contract, the deal of the devil, to satisfy what? The business leaders. the billionaires, the oligarchy. This is like your Jeff Bezos people, the fundraisers, you know, a lot of that stuff. This can also talk as well about the attack on ordinary business as well, good businesses, nice businesses. Look what's being done to the economy. Yeah. If we look here,
because you have, let me interrupt you real quick, because you have with just regular mom and pop businesses, decent businesses trying to do, and now all the tariffs are starting to finally kick in, and people are like, they're having to raise prices, and folks are getting upset. What do you mean it costs $10 for a dozen eggs? I mean, you know, I don't think it's actually gotten there yet, but it's not far behind. It's
not far.
Not far at all. Not far at all.
Because you can see why, like I said, I associate this card as well with what? Imports, exports. This is also the tariffs.
Absolutely.
So what they're saying now is, as Trump potentially, for entertainment purposes only, could be on his deathbed, they are now negotiating with JD Vance, and they're like, you know, you got to carry on the agenda, yeah? You got to carry on the agenda, because we need to put mom and pops out of business, because we need to satisfy, because this is about the elite of the elite. It's no coincidence that the biggest tax breaks are going to the top 0.1%.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even the 0.1. But they're wanting to outdo ordinary business. This is all entrepreneurship. But look here, next card that comes out is the Hierophant, which can deal with government. This can also deal with the church. Yeah. I've always said for the longest time, this is the Opus Dei lot. JD Vance is in bed with them. That is a big part of what the agreement is. Project 2025. Do you see how it's all? He is contracted, with a deal with the devil to affect the US economy and business for Project 2025 to carry out this ideology. Against what? Democracy. If we look here, you see here the King of Cups. This is the card that we used to associate with Joe Biden, but really this is the democracy card.
Right.
So I think what is going on is that they are reminding JD Vance what he was put there for. They are telling him, you must carry on our agenda. Our agenda. They might be worried, in fact, that he might side with business. Because remember as well, they've said that the tariffs, are illegal. Remember, they've been granted as illegal. So think about that. They said if the Supreme Court upholds the decision, they're going to have to give all the money back.
Yep.
Think about that. Absolutely. That's going to cause quite a pickle for the
and
government.
One of the courts just came back and said a bunch of his tariffs were illegal, and they had to put a halt to them immediately.
They are.
So, and it wasn't the Supreme Court; it was one of the appellate courts. I don't remember which one now, but they came out yesterday. I think I heard that. And,
exactly. So it means that and also as well, the Hierophant can also talk about SCOTUS as well, by the way, because remember, they're all religious. But this talks about judgment as well, the arms of the government. So for me, the Hierophant is also SCOTUS, but this is democracy. So I'll pull one more card, because one of the things they're saying now is they said if SCOTUS overturns the appellate court, then the last illusion of them being non-partisan will just be gone. Because they said this is cast iron law. There is nothing in the Constitution and nothing in these legal documents that talk about the US president being able to unilaterally impose tariffs at will.
Well, according to the Constitution, it's supposed to be Congress is the one that has power to do it. Yeah.
Right. You wouldn't believe my clarifier cards. Look at this, and then I'll have to tot her off. Here, pages are all about messages, as we know.
Oh, wow.
The Page of Pentacles will talk about what? Money, finance.
Money.
The tariffs. But look what happens next. We have the moon come out. Here,
I had the
this is
moon.
yeah, you have the moon as well. Nothing is clear by moonlight, but also as well what this card teaches us. This card is about a tug of war between the domestic dog and the wolf. The domestic dog is trying to do what is right, what is tried, what is true, what is reliable, irrespective of its personal desires. It's the loyal dog. But the wolf represents the carnal instincts, the desire for freedom or to do whatever we want. However, when we look here, the little lobster is coming out of the waters, which I associate with the deep subconscious, and it's heading towards the wolf. For me, this talks about how many people indulge their darkest instincts, and this is certainly something Trump has done. But the challenge with this card is to walk between the two pillars of truth. But it can also talk about something, it can talk about malaise, illness, something not being clear, or things to do with the mind. And look at the outcome card here, the Four of Swords.
My.
Now this card, and I've said this many times on my channel, this card, even more than the death card, really for me does mean death. It means the ending of something, the ending of a career, particularly when you're reading on politics. I got this card for Zelensky the day before he went into the White House. They tried to end his career. And you know what I found out recently on the news? They wanted one of his defense ministers to do a coup against Zelensky.
Yeah.
But here we're talking about Trump, and you got the moon as well. So here, this could mean, okay, maybe the tariffs, the news on the tariffs is that the tariffs get killed and are dead. But we're also talking about Duck Orange, and you got the moon as well. So again, for entertainment purposes only, but it looks like there's some kind of ending coming pretty soon.
Yeah, coming soon. That's it. That's it. Absolutely. Well, Hoagie, thank you so much for coming and spending your afternoon with me. It's been too long. We're going to have to not wait so long apart from getting back together again.
Next time we'll have you on my channel.
There you go. Yeah. Weekends are best times for me, or on a Friday afternoon or a Friday night. So, because I still work full time, you know. So yeah, we'll work on some dates and get something going.
Exactly.
Evidently, we've had orbs flying around several times. People
really? More
in the chat. So I don't know if it was just on your end or both ends. I'm gonna have to go back and reread chat to find out. But that's kind of cool, I think. Seems like we're just getting confirmation for it. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Please make sure you go to Hogarth's channel and like, share, and subscribe. Subscriptions are free. All the contact information is in the description box below. And all you got to do is go in and click. And you had your book come out over a year ago.
Thank you.
Have you had another one come out yet?
Do you know what? It's going to be time to write another one soon, Shari. I'm really feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling it.
Because you sent me your first one. I really enjoyed it. A lot of it was kind of, a lot of the talk was like, phew, I don't know what he's talking about, but it's interesting. So, you know.
Thank you. Yeah, it became a bestseller in happiness, actually, on Amazon. But the next one, there is a book I want to write, which is going to be called How the Planets Cause Disease. I have to write this book because they all have their own style. And when people come to me asking me about health and stuff like that, I can always see which planet is causing what. There's that. But also as well, I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to do a book that is maybe on political astrology as well, and maybe like global predictions for countries or something. But I think after I do my retreat, depending on how that goes, I think 2026, I'm probably going to have to start writing another book, because there is so much that I've learned, even from writing that last book, from now, it's just extraordinary. And then, of course, you have the tarot in there as well. And I associate certain planets with certain tarot cards. So I'm going to have to write something new, but thanks for asking.
Looking forward for that. Well, I know I enjoyed your first book, so I
Thank
figured
you.
it was still up and running. So, you know, y'all can go to Amazon. The link is in the description box below. You can click it and go straight to his book and buy it. I'm a very good cheerleader. Everybody tells me that.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated.
I'm always telling everybody about everybody else's stuff. That's because I'm arts and crafts challenged, so I don't make things or anything like that. So I might as well boost everybody else, right? And we need cheerleaders in our life, and it's good for all of us. Thank you, everybody, for coming and spending your afternoon and or evening, as it's going on midnight where you are, isn't it? Or
Yeah, getting
Yeah.
close. Yeah, getting
Yeah,
close.
your eyes are getting that kind of wall-eyed look. It's like, how can I keep them open? Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a great week. Just heads up and pay attention. You never know what's coming next. So
Indeed.
anything's possible. Bye for now.